Little Dylan attended his father's magic show and saw Bradley speaking to the camera. After some time, Dylan witnessed his father, Lionel Shrike, commit suicide. In a prison cell, Thaddeus Bradley uploaded a video warning the Horsemen that he would seek revenge. A year later, Daniel ventured into a large tunnel in search of the I community. In that dark place, he heard a strange voice, which revealed that they had heard Daniel's complaints about not getting a mission and assured him that the Horsemen would soon be assigned a new one. Dylan tried to persuade Deputy Director Natalie to further investigate a case, but she rejected his plan. Daniel met Lula May, who was revealed to be the new member of the Horsemen, replacing Henley Reeves, who had left the group out of frustration and a loss of faith. Lula also showcased some magic tricks to Daniel. In the same year, Jack mastered the technique of hypnotism. Daniel visited Jack and Merritt at their secret base to inform them that someone had broken into his apartment and knew everything about them. Meanwhile, they saw the same girl with Dylan. The Horsemen argued that they couldn't allow her into their group, as they had trained for months, but they reluctantly agreed. Dylan assigned the Horsemen a new mission: to expose Owen Case, who had a corrupt partner named Walter Mabry. Owen was launching a new software that secretly stole data from cell phone users for his own gain, and the Horsemen were tasked with hijacking the launch event. At the launch party, Jack disguised himself as a security guard, and Daniel worked as a waiter, taking orders from Dylan. They both passed the security checks, and Daniel changed his clothes to get Owen's signature. He framed a guard, and the Horsemen hijacked the launch event. Lula caused a distraction in the kitchen, while Merritt hypnotized Owen, making him say whatever Merritt wanted for the camera. The Horsemen became nervous when they were called on stage by the video of Owen. They tried to expose the software, but Jack warned Dylan that the FBI was arriving. Natalie and Cowan suspected Dylan of secretly helping the Horsemen. The connection was cut in the middle of their exposure, and a mysterious figure appeared on the screen, revealing that Jack was alive and Dylan Rhodes was the fifth Horseman. As the Horsemen escaped, Cowan tried to arrest Dylan, but Dylan used his magic to uncuff himself and lock Cowan up. To evade the guards, the Horsemen jumped into a large tube, which unexpectedly transported them to China. They were shocked when they encountered Merritt's twin brother, Chase McKinney. Chase explained that he had hypnotized the Horsemen and that they had traveled from the rooftop of New York to Macau. They were captured by mercenaries, and Chase revealed that he worked for Walter Mabry, who had faked his death when Owen Case stole his company. Walter demanded that the Horsemen work with him. Walter explained that Owen had stolen files from him and developed a computer chip that could access all electronic devices worldwide. Walter wanted the Horsemen to steal the chip to stop Owen. Daniel agreed to steal the chip, requesting proper supplies. Dylan visited Thaddeus in jail using his FBI card. Thaddeus told Dylan that if he wanted to save the Horsemen, he had to release him for 24 hours. He believed in the idea of an eye for an eye. Daniel told the Horsemen that cooperating with Walter was the only way for them to be freed. They met with Lee to gather supplies, while Merritt took Chase out and Daniel contacted I. Dylan took Bradley out of jail, and Bradley informed him that the Horsemen were in Macau. Daniel suspected that Walter might be part of I. Thaddeus Bradley told Dylan that he knew Dylan was seeking revenge for Lionel Shrike's death, but he assured Dylan that he hadn't killed his father and wasn't behind the tricks. Dylan didn't believe him. The Horsemen made a plan to steal the chip by hiding it in a tarot card. Merritt hypnotized a gangster security guard to help them access the advanced room where the chip was stored. The Horsemen skillfully hid the card, passed through security, and made their escape. Dylan arrived at the shop where the Horsemen had been, asking the shopkeeper about them. She handed him a watch that his father had told her to give him. She also revealed information about Daniel and the others. Bradley disappeared, leaving a note for Dylan. Natalie and the FBI saw Dylan release Bradley from jail, and Dylan later encountered Daniel in Taipa Marketplace. Daniel, angry with Dylan for putting their lives in danger, told him that he was meeting someone from I and would give the chip to them in exchange for sparing the Horsemen. Dylan left, disappointed. Walter arrived with a gang and told Daniel that he had been tricked into thinking he would be spared after giving up the chip. Daniel realized that he had been fooled by Walter, who wasn't from I. Dylan arrived just in time to save Daniel, deceiving Walter by pretending to have the chip. A fight ensued, and Dylan was captured. Dylan woke up on a yacht where he learned that Walter was the son of Arthur Tressler, whose money he and the Horsemen had exposed and distributed to the people. Walter blamed Dylan for his father's downfall. Arthur had locked Dylan in the same safe where his father had died and tried to drown him. Dylan managed to escape, and Arthur thanked Bradley for delivering Dylan to him. The Horsemen saved Dylan, and Jack revealed that the chip was fake, but they didn't understand how it had been replaced. Together, they devised a plan to use the fake chip to expose Walter and destroy him. Lee and Boo Boo, who were part of the I community, would assist them with resources.
Walter, FBI,
Tressler, and Bradley were alerted when the Horsemen announced their performance in London on New Year's Eve. Walter and Chase went to London, believing the Horsemen had the chip. The Horsemen performed magic tricks on the streets, with Walter trying to track them. The FBI arrived, but Bradley offered a deal to the FBI to capture the Horsemen. Walter, Tressler, and Chase discovered that Dylan was alive, and they lost their minds. The Horsemen performed a series of magic tricks, leaving the audience amazed. Dylan instructed them to flee, and they disappeared just before the FBI could catch them. Bradley offered the FBI a deal to capture the Horsemen. The Horsemen tricked Walter's men, but Merritt couldn't ride a bike, and they were captured. Mabry and Tressler took the chip from the Horsemen and threw them out of a plane. However, they soon realized that they had been hypnotized and never boarded the plane. Outside, the Horsemen mocked them, and the public saw their crimes broadcasted live. Bradley escaped. The Horsemen revealed Dylan as their leader to the audience, explaining how they had trapped Mabry and the others. Walter, Tressler, and Chase were arrested by the FBI, and Dylan handed over crucial information about the criminals to FBI Director Natalie, who allowed him to escape. Lee and Boo Boo took the Horsemen and Dylan to the Greenwich Observatory, where they entered a secret library. There, Dylan met with Bradley, who revealed himself as the leader of the EY community and Lionel Shrike's partner. He offered Dylan the chance to become the next leader and successor of the EY community, allowing the Horsemen to enter the secret base.